Hey, we're going to be talking about 5 tips for getting into real estate today. That's right. 5 tips from someone who's been there, done that on how you can go from no real estate investing to real estate investing today. Hey there, I'm Chris Schwagel, CEO and founder of Chris Connects. We are a real estate investing company. We are devoted and dedicated to our mission of helping 1 million people improve their mental health and financial health. We all know that financial health is connected to physical health, mental health, relationships, to sleep, to nutrition, all that kind of stuff. So, our mission is to help people improve their financial health. And we're going to be talking about 5 tips to get you involved in real estate investing. Now, this comes from the course that was just released called My First Rental Property, and you can find the link to it below. This is a course that's valued at a couple grand, but I want to make it more accessible to people. I was told to charge 2 grand. That didn't feel right. I lowered it to 1,000, and that didn't feel right, so it went down 9,876, and so now just click the link. We'll give you a promo code. Take the first $100 off. I just want to get people this education. I want this message to go out there. That's way more important to me than collecting money for this course. So, we're going to be talking about one tip from each module on this course. There's 5 different modules, there's 8 hours of content. So, if you think I'm hideous or disgusting, this is probably not the course for you. Or you could do like my wife and just hammer on through because it's a lot of paperwork for us to break up. You could do that as well. Either way, happy to have you. And I love you, babe. So, the first thing I'll talk about is from module number 1, which is about getting ready to buy your first property. This is about getting your mindset right, finding the property, finding the market, and how to fund the property and get it eventually to closing. So, my tip here is it's way more about mindset than it is about experience or credit score or math. A lot of people think that there's a lot of financial analysis involved. Sure, that's a part of it. And people think, hey, I don't have any experience, or I don't know what to do, or I don't own any tools. I didn't own any tools when I bought my first property. And so that stuff really doesn't matter as much as just your personal drive and your mindset of saying you are going to do it. Henry Ford's got a famous quote. In fact, I said this to my daughter just a couple nights ago when she was getting frustrated reading. If you can or you can't, wait, no, it goes, if you say you can or say you can't, you're right. And that comes down to everything that goes into getting into that first property. Can you do it? If you say you can, you can. Mindset is way more important than math. Module 2 is all about getting that property that you just purchased and closed on ready for tenants to move in. Now, I've got a system in there which I will share with you that works wonders. Most people, when they are new landlords, they don't qualify the tenants at all. They don't run a background check, or if they do, it's pretty sparse. So not a lot of people run a really robust background check. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But before we get to that part, there's several steps ahead of time to make sure that you have a lot of buzz and a lot of competition and a lot of very qualified people looking to rent from you. And the first is pre-qualifying tenants. So you'll want to post your ad on Craigslist, apartments.com, Facebook Marketplace, wherever you are going to be marketing your available place for rent. And you're going to want to have people give you a call. And you're going to want to keep a sheet of paper with 5 questions on it in your back pocket for when people call you. And this is the pre-qualification process. So you'll want to make sure that you are asking people, hey, what are you looking for in your next property? How come you're moving from your previous property? What is it that stuck out about this particular property that you're interested in? Who's living with you? Various questions like that to just figure out if this person is an ideal fit for the neighborhood, an ideal fit for your property size, square footage, to see if they are just looking to get into any place quick, looking to, just get to the next place so that they, can avoid the previous landlord who they owe much money to or something like that. You're getting people talking. And this does two things. One, it kind of weeds out the people who aren't going to be a good fit, and two, it lets you sell those people because you can talk to them about some of the features of the property that they really like or they enjoy. You can kind of feed that stuff back to them. If someone's looking for a place, oh, because I've got to work from home, well, oh, what do you know? This place comes with a den. It's not actually a bedroom, it comes with a den. So it could be a good office space. Oh, you're looking for a place that has a lawn. This place has a third of an acre or half an acre or whatever it might be. So you're able to boost some of the features to the potential tenant. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to invite people for a tour based on their answers. Everyone gets a tour. We are not going to discriminate at all. We're not going to start now. We're never going to start discriminating against people. We are going to order people for a tour based on how well they answer those questions. And we are going to overlap the tours. We're not going to the property just to do one tour and then heading home. We're not going to ask our property manager, if we're not managing it, to go open it up for one couple and then go home. We're not going to do that. There's no fervor, there's no buzz. So what we want to do is we want to overlap tours. So schedule a tour every 15 minutes. And here's what's going to happen. The first person is going to show up and say, hey, this place is nice. I'll think about it. And then the second person is going to show up and they're going to say, hey, this place is good. And I just saw someone leaving. And then the third person is going to show up and say, hey, this second people are here and they're really kind of lingering around. By then the fourth couple shows up and they're going to be, there's going to be a hype here. There's going to be some buzz. And that's what you want to do. You want to create a bunch of people who are pre-qualified to take a tour. And then you're going to rent it out to the first qualified tenants who meet all your minimum requirements. That's the system. There's much more to that. There's much more nuance that I'll share with you once you own the full masterclass. The third module is all about managing the tenants. So this is all about communicating, ongoing communication with them, and all this kind of stuff. So with this one, I'll touch on something that I got into a discussion with on Bigger Pockets, a real estate investing online kind of web-based forum, maybe, where people ask questions and respond. People were talking about charging a pet security deposit, which makes sense, right? A lot of people like pets. Hey, we've got a kitty upstairs sleeping. We've got a dog right by my feet right now snoozing. And so we're pet people. We love renting out to pet people, but we do not charge a pet security deposit. Why not? Because it's hard to tell if normal wear and tear is done by a tenant or by a kitty or by 5 kitties or by dogs. And so more than likely, you are going to have more wear and tear on your property, which you'll have to pay for. And you won't be able to prove that it was due to a pet or anything like that. So you'll have to give that security deposit back. Instead, we do not charge additional security deposit. We charge pet rent. So each kitty at our place gets charged an additional $30 in rent. Each dog, this is just our company's policies, each dog that's under 40 pounds gets charged an additional $40 a month. Why do we do it that way? Well, it gives us an additional income stream with pet rent coming in. And also, we don't ever have to give that money back. We don't have to prove that there was any sort of additional damage above and beyond normal wear and tear of a tenant. And we know that the property is probably going to get used or damaged a bit more because pets live there, right? So this gives us a bit more leeway in margin once we're doing the turn. So we don't charge security deposits for pets, we charge additional monthly rent. The fourth module in this masterclass course, titled My First Rental Property, is all about the turn. The turn is when you have one tenant move out and another tenant move in. This is likely going to be your largest expense as a landlord. And so we will want to do whatever we can to mitigate that expense or make it however smaller, or cut the time frame, whatever we can do to help ourselves out. And so here's my tip on this one, is when someone calls us or texts us or whatever and says that they're going to move out, we are going to handle this news with the utmost enthusiasm and the utmost grace. And here's why. Because we are now going to be partners with the current tenants to get this place perfect for the next tenant. So our roles have changed here. We're no longer tenant property manager or tenant landlord. We are now both mutual partners working to get this place ready to go for the next people. I hope that makes sense, because we want to have communication with the tenants all the time. But at this point, it's really important for you, no matter what you're going through at that time, you're like, oh, I wish you would stay. I wish you would renew your lease. I don't want to go through this because it is kind of a hassle. Instead, say, oh, that is so wonderful. What's prompting you to move out? Oh, you're getting a new place. That's so great. You're moving to a new neighborhood. That's wonderful. You've got a baby on the way, or two or three, or you want to get 10 parakeets or whatever that may be. Awesome. Hey, we're so stoked for you. We've been lucky to have you as tenants this far, and we hope that this continues until the handing over of the keys, or whatever you want to say it. And the reason why you want to have this grace, this sort of really enthusiastic optimism, is because these people could trash your place. These people could not clean it up. These people, if anything, even if they're very, very nice people, maybe there's some additional damage that you didn't know about. Maybe they're hesitant about letting you into the property because they have someone else living there, or whatever it might be. At this point in the lease, you want to let bygones be bygones and just become partners with these people so that you can get the next people into place. And last module on this masterclass is all about miscellaneous other additional income streams, real estate syndication, building your own empire and portfolio, kind of the everything and what's next that goes into real estate investing that may come up along the way. And what I want to highlight here is the secret weapon of real estate investing, and that is taxes. I know that's super, super, super boring, but real estate investing allows you to optimize your tax benefits. And this isn't cheating, there's no loophole. The US government wants you to take these tax breaks. That's why they're there, is to incentivize people like me and people like you to own real estate and share it with other people. The government tried this, it turned into the projects. And so it didn't work out for crime, for well being, for the health of communities and the health of the members who lived in these properties. And so now the government is relying on mom and pop investors like us to house people who aren't able to purchase their own home or aren't interested in purchasing their own home. So we are doing such a good deed by sharing our properties with others that they can live in, that the IRS has granted us incredible incentives. In fact, I think one thing that's great about real estate investing is that you avoid taxes now and you avoid taxes later. It's awesome. If you have a job, if you have a W-2 income, if you are working for money, you're going to have to pay taxes on that money. If you own real estate, one, maybe two, maybe three properties is pretty much all you need to avoid paying taxes altogether. It's really a secret weapon. It's awesome. Taxes are really, really one of the reasons why I'm in this house right now, is because we've managed to do what the government wants us to do. And in return, they said, hey, you don't have to pay us. We're good to go because you're doing exactly what we told you to do. And that's awesome. I want to compare this to tax advantaged investments such as a 401k or a mutual fund. This is excellent marketing by whoever came up with this in Wall Street because it's not true at all. It's a blatant lie. There's no tax advantage to a 401k. And let's break this down. There's kind of two ways you're going to pay tax with your retirement account in a mutual fund or IRA or stocks, about whatever it might be. You're either going to do a Roth IRA, which people say is really cool because then you pay your taxes up front and it grows tax free. Well, awesome. What a tax advantage. You get to pay tax to put your money into the account. What an advantage. And then it grows tax free. Wonderful. You get to take the money out at the end. Of course, it's diminished because you were taxed on the way in, so you had less to invest. And so when you take it out, great, it's yours. The other one is the traditional method. We're not going to tax you now. Your tax advantage is going to come in when you take it out in the back end. So instead of diminishing your return by paying tax on it now, you're going to diminish your return by paying tax on it later. Where is the tax advantage here? You're still making income tax payments to the IRS. Now, instead, if you were to invest that money into real estate, the government says, hey, you don't have to pay tax. In fact, we're going to go one step farther and we're going to reduce your tax right now. And later, when the property is worth more and it's still cash flowing, you can still reduce your tax down there. So I don't know who in Wall Street came up with the term tax advantage, but I love real estate because maybe there's a tax disadvantage. We don't have to pay it. We don't get the privilege of paying income taxes. And that's awesome. If you own real estate right now and you are paying taxes, you're doing it wrong or you have the wrong accountant. And so that's the incredible secret weapon, the superpower of real estate that I wish more people knew about, which is why I'm talking about it now and made a whole course. So, thank you for listening to me today. And I really, really, really hope this pushes the needle for you to get involved in real estate. Trust me, it is so worth it. If going to work every day and collecting a paycheck and paying 40% of that to the government for tax, and then waiting for one day to retire and hopefully money is there in an account and you can live off of that combined with your Social Security, if you're willing to do that, that is a heavy lift. That was my boat for a long time because I didn't know any other way. And I'm here to tell you that there is an easier way. It's way easier. You learn. You talk to other investors. You get around people who are doing it. And then you get the bug and it starts to build from there and things get really, really fun. So I'm Chris. I'm with Chris Connects. I'm the CEO and founder. We are committed to your financial health. Until next time, see ya.